know it's only been a day, but is there any sort of update with Val?
No, yeah, it's just gonna be watching how he progresses through the soreness, right? Lower body injury. Again, I don't think it's too serious, but he's gonna miss a handful of games for sure. But I don't have like any kind of timeline. He hasn't progressed that far yet.
You mentioned after the Gavin Brindley extension that this is a guy who could be a top six forward in a lot of other places in the league. Comes in last game and does that.
Yeah.
And just kind of talk to me about what was kind of said to him after him, what you saw from that.
I didn't say anything to him after. Just wanted him to keep doing his business. Yeah, I mean, I just think that like he shows all the potential to be able to do that, and in short spurts, like when we've elevated him up the lineup and on the power play, and I mean, he's been a real good player there. So I think that it's a matter of him growing in the league and finding some chemistry with some guys, and then we can sort of build their lines and shape our lines accordingly. But he's certainly a really good option, I think, right now playing in our bottom six. And if we want to mix things up, he's a guy that we can elevate up the lineup, and I'm sure he'll continue to produce.
Is the simple answer of the difference between this season and the last two or three the fact that you have guys like him, 6 in his last 6 games? Like, is that depth producing the simple answer of what the difference is, or is there more to it?
Well, health is the number one thing. I mean, I know you guys underestimate that, but when you're missing guys out of your lineup that all play in your top six and play 20 minutes a night, it makes a difference. And they're all healthy this year. So that's the number one answer. And then the guys like are slotted underneath them are playing against who they should be playing against. So they're producing more as well.
Kind of going off on that, I was talking to Ross Colt as far as, this is his third season here. What's the difference between this season as opposed to the last seasons as far as that vibe and the success that you guys have had in starting the season? And his answer was Gabe. And the fact that Landeskog being back in that room has made such a significant difference, and it's really changed the whole vibe. We've talked about it, but how much of a significant difference has that been literally for the entire team?
It's big. I mean, it's big. And I mentioned I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. It makes a difference. Like the impact that he has on our room, it's a big difference. And you're going to go through stretches when he's here when it's not going well, too. So it's not the only thing, but it's a big difference. Like he's been contributing on the ice, doing a nice job. That kind of speaks for itself. I still think he's got room to keep going, right? He's still getting back into the swing of things himself. But now you're seeing some production come. Like he's had, I don't know, 5 goals in his last 8 games, and half of them or more are called back. But the difference in the room is just it's helped keep everyone focused on the right things, keep us committed to the right things. Um, it's a big difference there. Yeah, and when we've missed him for a significant amount of time, and it's a big loss. I don't think we certainly knew it was a big loss. I'm not sure you guys all believed it was as big a loss as what it was, but it is. And yeah, so and I think our guys see it, and hence Colts' comments, and so he's an important player for us for more than a couple of reasons.
What does it say that that's a guy that didn't even play with Gabe, like for him to feel that too? Like not just someone who's been with Gabe and then saw Gabe disappear.
Yeah, because I think it's just like like he sees how the room reacts around him and how everyone's kind of going about their business, and that's not the only change. Like I do think that guys are, just like in 2022 when we felt like we could have won in 2021 and didn't, that there was a different sort of focus and commitment to what we need to do. And guys are getting to it earlier um, and being more consistent with our approach. And that's, part of it this year too, I think. But he's certainly helping in keeping our group focused. And so he's just going off what he saw last year and the year before, and now what he's seeing now, and how everyone's acting and reacting around one another, and it's a legitimate point.
You mentioned during the last conference that Marty Natchez and Coach Haxtell did some video work before the last game.
Yep.
What were some of the issues that Axel recommended that they just work on?
Well, there's a handful of things we're working with. We want him to make sure he's committed to the checking side of things as much as he is, committed on the offensive side of things. And then there's things that, all players, not just him, that kind of go in and out of their game. And when they're really good at certain things, and they tend to produce, and when they're not really good at certain things, and they can go cold, right? So, like in our opinion, Marty had a couple not so great games, and you know it's our job to recognize that and then give him solutions to like work his way out of that. You don't want those things to linger, so that's exactly what Hack did, and Marty responded. And after the meeting, obviously has a big night to get back on track the other night, and hopefully he continues to do that because he had a really good start to the season. That was the first kind of dip that we saw last more than a game or a period or any kind of sustained time. So we wanted to make sure we try to snap him out of that right away. Because we rely on him heavily now. He's playing on our first line, and we need him to be a good player for us. And, we know that he has the ability to be an impact player every night. That's where we want him.
Corey, go ahead.
I think Brock Nelson is like he's not setting the world on fire production wise, but it feels like he's similar to Gabe, and that I feel like those guys have raised the floor for your teams. Is that fair to say that he's maybe not going to raise the ceiling because you have all these like world class players, but he's a floor raiser kind of guy?
Yeah, for sure. And like if you look at his numbers and analytics and underlying numbers, they're all good. Like he's a really smart, really well-rounded 200-foot player. So he's by my tally, he's fourth on our team in scoring chances, and so he is producing scoring chances. He hasn't scored easily so far, but he's behind our top three guys who play on our first line. He's right there, tied with Val. And then his defensive metrics have been good. So it's just about trying to get him some more shooting opportunities. He likes to shoot the puck, and a high percentage of his shots are coming from the interior of the ice. He's getting to the net front for screens, deflections, and rebounds as good as anybody in the league. So I think those are all good signs that he'll be able to produce a little bit more than he is now. But now he's starting to chip in every night. He's playing with a different winger and Brindley. They had 2 goals the other night. And so we're just, but I agree. Like there's part of it's just the steadiness of his game and doing the right thing all the time, which is a little bit like Gabe. And now both guys are chipping in a little bit. Hopefully that can continue.
You mentioned the other day that Polsky is playing good hockey right now.
Yeah.
What are you seeing that you're liking?
I think he's been really committed on the defensive side of the game. Like, so I just feel like when he's super committed on that side of it and he's aggressive, that he has the ability to check the puck back. And I love his puck moving, always have. So he's building trust on the defensive side of it. And so he's getting some good looks and some good opportunities, moving around with some different guys. And I continue to like the way he's skating the puck out of the zone, moving the puck, and then like jumping in with some good shot opportunities that are helping. Like Lecky's goal the other night, prime example. They check it back in the neutral zone. He gets it up ice quickly. Then he joins and gets a real nice playable puck on net. The goalie makes a save, and Lecky goes in and bangs in the rebound. It was pretty much all Sam's work that makes that goal happen. Then a real good finish by Lecky to get in there. But that's the things he can do, and the quicker he closes plays out in the D zone and the heavier he is down there, the more often he's going to be able to get up and join the rush like that.
Few last ones, Bailey, go ahead.
I feel like a lot of us talk about, the traits of a championship team. Your top guys are doing the things you're doing. Your injuries are not there the way that they were last season. Defense is doing what it needs to be doing. And I feel like the big conversation here now, for at least what I'm seeing, is goaltending and the way that that's kind of chipped in for you guys.
Yeah.
Just talk to me. Parker Kelly called it a 1A, 1A minus situation with the way they're kind of playing and what the expectations are for this season. I'm looking.
Yeah, well, if everyone is playing and elevating their game a little bit, goaltenders included, then it helps. That every area of your game that you elevate and try to keep pushing the standard, so you're like expecting more from guys, and they'll meet that bar on certain nights, and if you meet it enough, then you can keep pushing it forward on what your expectations are for what you're giving up and what you're getting. And ultimately, like if you have some breakdowns here and there, then you need your goalies to stop and continue to give it a chance to win. And they've been doing that consistently, which is why we're in every game and we have a chance to win every game, you know, and it's no different than any other player. We're trying to push them to be better, and then they've been doing a nice job of it. They've been playing really well here to start the season, and hopefully this all continues and we can continue to sort of push that bar and raise that standard as we go on here.
With all that said, and that success, is there I mean, and the tough kind of schedule that you started off with, it's a long season, is there another level to this team with the success they've already had?
For sure, yeah. Like I think every team around us is going to get better, so there has to be. You know, like we've started out really good, which is great. We're getting results, which is great. But yeah, we have to improve in every area of our game by the end of the year. It's because everyone else will. It's a guarantee.